So today we are going to solve the problem of the length of last word. So what is this problem said? We have given an string and we have to find the what is the length of the last word. Like in this example you can see this is a hello world and the last word is world. So what is the length of this word? Is 5. So we have to return this as output as a 5, but here it is a catch. The catch is that so it's a very simple answer. You can just from the last we just count the last word length, and whenever we see the space we know that is our answer. But what if we have a space in this last word, like this example, like here it is the moon and no space okay, so we have just start counting from the last of the string, and whenever we see the in space we just return the length of this word. But what if there is a space after this last word? So we have to solve this with a different approach. So what we can do is we have just set like we count whenever it's not its space. Okay, we starting from the last index. Okay, we starting from the last index and we jump over, and whenever it's not a space we have a variable like result, and we increase the number 1. Okay, we increase the number 1, and we have, let's suppose we are at this position, we increase the number 1, like it's where official value is 0 and we add 1. Next go to the next stop and we add another 1, another 1, another 1, and whenever we get an empty, like an empty, we can say the space, we stop at that moment and return this result. So how can we code this? So it's a very simple answer. It's a very simple answer. First we create an variable like n, and we have let's suppose string, we have the length of the string. Okay, then we start a for loop from n minus like I, that's value is n minus 1. Why is n minus 1? Because we are starting from the last index of this string, so the length of the string minus 1, we get the last index of the string. So let's jump back to the official answer. So after that we going until we are less than 0, because our first index value is 0. So we going this loop is running until its value is less than 0, the pointer's value less than 0. Okay, after that we going to I minus minus, and we run this for loop. In this loop we have an like we already told you, we have a result variable that's initial value is going to be a 0. We increased in while we are getting a character. Okay, so while we are doing this we are checking the number. If the char at the n minus 1, I mean the last index, if it's not is equal to n space, that means what we are going, that means it is a word, that means that is a word. So what we can doing is we just add one to this result, whatever that number is. Okay, so we are doing the result plus plus, and whatever we can do there, another thing we can do there, like we can add another else if statement, another if statement, where we are adding this statement for the space. What if there is a space? What if there is a space? But the another condition is that we have a result value that is not equal to 0. That means our pointer is supposedly standing where this is a space, but our result value not equal to 0. That means we are past our last word of the string. That means we are past the last word. That means the result is already in our this variable. So what we can do, we are check two things. First, this one is a space, this one is a space, and the second thing, we check the second thing, that the result value is not equal to 0. Then we just return result value, and that is our answer. And there is another condition, but we doesn't need to add that in this code, because what if there is only space, there is no result value still 0. That means if there is a thing, we can just pass that value. That means we just continue the that iteration, but we doesn't need to add this in our code. That's a very simple thing. That's I hope you understand whatever I want to tell you. So here it is the code that what I this is in Java code. This is what I told you. I create n variable that is store the length of the string, and I create another variable that is result, that's initial value is 0. Then I create a for loop that iterate from the last index of the string to the first index of the string. That means it iterate through last to end, first start. Then we are checking the two conditions. First condition, if either it's a space or not. If there is space and result value is not equal to 0, that means we pass the last word and we have a value that is in result, and we return the result. And what if there is a word, that means there is no space, so we are just adding 1 to the result and return the result. That's it from today.